this is my review of the Wahoo Rival sports watch. I previously have been a big user of like Garmin's, more so the 910, 920 XT range, the Forerunners. And I just found the longevity wasn't in them anymore, so that's one of the main reasons I wanted to try a new brand. And obviously I've heard good things about Wahoo's bike computers and bike head units, so I said look, I'll give them a chance to see what they're like. So Wahoo, typically their main selling point is simplicity, so they do the simple stuff right, which I think is kind of where Garmin have going down the wrong route. They're too concerned with coming up with new metrics like heat acclimation and altitude acclimation. I mean, these things are great on paper, so that look quite appealing to anyone that's going to be going to a high altitude race or a hot race, but the validity of these measures through the software is very, very poor. So as a physiologist, I know that it's not as simple as that. If it was as simple as that, then we'd be out of the job. We wouldn't actually have to monitor O2 saturation and things like that on a clinical level. So yeah, a watch claiming to do all these things is a very bold statement, and it should be taken very lightly. But anyway, enough of that. So my initial thoughts of the watch: it's quite a premium feel, surprisingly lightweight. So I think it looks quite chunky, and that would automatically you'd start thinking that it's going to be a heavy watch, but no, it's surprisingly light. Feels quite premium quality, like the straps and all are really comfortable, but you can feel that they're strong. They're also quick release, so you just pull that out and then you can change the straps. It did take a while to get used to it, I'm not going to lie, but I think that's solely because I'm used to the Garmin interface. So yeah, one thing I will say though is setting it up on the app. So you set all your data fields up through the app when it's connected via Bluetooth on your phone. That took a while to get used to. But yeah, once you get the hang of things, it's quite user friendly, probably even more user friendly than any Garmin device. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with it so far. I will admit, the first run I did with it, it didn't actually record the elevation for whatever reason. I contacted Wahoo about it, and they seem to think that it might have been due to an update. So it's been working perfectly since. So chances are it's just out of the box and it hadn't got the latest firmware. But other than that, yeah, it's been working really well. Really comfortable. One thing I will say, you probably see that flashing there. So the optical heart rate sensor. I've used optical heart rate sensors on other Garmin devices. So I have a Vivo Fit 3. Nothing too special, but it's got the optical sensor built into it. And my partner has a Garmin 735, and I've used the optical sensor in it as well. I'm not a fan of the optical sensor. They're great for resting measures, such as when you're asleep at night, like monitoring your resting heart rate, because that's an important measure for fatigue and how you're responding to your training. But when you start using that for exercise heart rate, I think that's when it becomes an issue. More so for myself, it may be to do with poor circulation in my hands or whatever it may be. But I find there's poor validity in that area. So the optical sensor, it claims to be recording your heart rate, but there can be such a high variance between people. And I really think if you're going to record heart rate, record it via a chest strap. I mean, there's a reason when we do exercise tests, we all use chest straps or an ECG, because that's the gold standard. Measuring your heart rate from an extremity, naturally enough, if you're working really hard when you're exercising, the blood flow is going to be restricted to that area. So if you're cycling especially, the blood flow is going to be restricted to your upper body, and it's going to be trying to put as much blood to the working muscles as possible. So I say that is a major limitation, but it has its place again for like resting values. But yeah, so far so good. I'll probably do another video like long term, what I'm thinking about it. Obviously the touchless transition, so coming out of the swim and then it sinking to your head unit is something that I won't actually be able to try just yet until my Garmin head unit bites the dust, and then I might go down the Wahoo route. But yeah, so far I'm just using it for running. Probably will use it for swimming whenever we get back in the pools, but run wise I'm impressed with it so far. Yeah, I like the way it has the ability to give you your lap splits, and you can decide what lap info shows every time you press the lap. So it kind of summarizes it, which is something that not every Garmin does. Generally you have to go back and look at it after. It's quite quick to upload as well, so obviously it's brand new, so we'll see if that kind of thing is apparent throughout the usage with it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this stacks up. I'm hoping the longevity is in the Wahoo Rival, because that was obviously the main thing that put me off getting another Garmin. I mean, my 910 is great, it still works. Obviously you just have to plug it into ANT Plus to upload, which is a bit of a pain when you're coming in the door. You want something that's just going to sync straight to your phone, and my 920 was great for that, but the 920 is bit the dust before the 910, so that tells you that, yeah, although I'm using it extensively, like 2 to 3 times a day, but they should be designed to do that. Like at the end of the day, they are a triathlon watch. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on how I'm finding this watch, and if there is any bugs with it, I'll be sure to report that, because these reviews are no means sponsored. I don't even get a discount or anything like that. It's bought through my own money. It's just like a consumer review, so what I'm finding with them, and I just repeat that back to anyone watching, because it's completely unbiased. I aim to give you the whole honest opinion about how I'm finding these things, and I hope that informs you then in what product you wish to purchase in the future, because there are a lot of reviews out there and people doing reviews on a frequent basis, and they are basically just getting paid to say, oh, this is great, I use this all the time, blah, blah, blah. But they might just leave it in a box because they got it for free. But yeah, by no means is that what my channel is about. I've had opportunities to have free stuff in the past, but I'm not going to let that alter my opinion of the product when doing a review. I'm fully transparent when it comes to that. If I am anyway being endorsed by it, then I'll admit that straight up. So yeah. But yeah, if you have any questions on that watch, just give me a shout. Just let me know if you're thinking of getting one. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. Let me know down in the comment section down below, and feel free to like and subscribe.